there, welcome to my messy place here. If I'll give you a little peek around, I got stuff everywhere. But what I'm doing is having a lot of fun working through the Grimoire page where Paulina Tarot sort of got me inspired to work on symbols and charms. So I've labeled my page Charms because they're one of the two, and I work more with charms, although I do hunt for symbols in my cards. Now, her cards have a lot of little tiny creatures and things within them. So it really is a feast for the eyes when you're digging through trying to look for little things or where your eye seems to sit when you're doing a reading with these cards. There we go. So anyway, where have I gotten to? Well, here. So what I did was create some space where I could play with the colors. Now, what am I playing with? Well, I got an assortment here. These ones I found in a thrift store, brand new, from Artist Loft. We had an Artist Loft in Michael's, I believe. Anyway, these are pretty darn good, and they're almost like a pencil crayon. So you don't have to add water if you don't want to for the finer details. And they're pretty intense, but they are a little bit harder. So in a book like this, you do get some pushing of color coming through. So I've got to be a little bit careful, although this is a really nice paper stock in this grimoire. And what else am I using? Well, I have a selection of these, which are Rexel Cumberland Derwent watercolors. So you draw with these and add water. And then I also have some more Derwents here, and these are Cumberlands, really nice too, and a good selection. What I did have fun with were these. I'd never used them before. Like a crayon and add water. So I thought I'd try a few of these down below. They come in a little kit like this. And the greens and yellows are quite nice in here. And this is not too bulky if you want to put it in, a knapsack and go out into nature and do some work. So what I've got as well is I've got some white acrylic. So if you run into a section where you bugger it up a little bit, like I did in here, my S disappeared and I had to pull it out again with some white. Now I'm probably going to put lots of deeper colors around this for the word symbols so that it begins to pop too. But I've been working on the tree. It was a little bit of a struggle because these colors, although they're lovely, they can get mucky fast. So what I did was let it dry and add some more darks on top of it. You can see all my pencil sort of drawings and notations because I've got to add all these little creatures in. And that's what the fun of it is. Now, some of the smaller stuff, when you work it with your watercolor pencils and then add water, you're only going to get a little bit of a blurb. But I thought I'd show you down here maybe some more grass in the broader sections, because that's where you get to have fun, when you can really see it happening. So hang on. So going back to these aquacolor pencils, I'm going to pull out dark green, light green, yellow, and I do like the orange that comes in that. So I know I'm going to have some more grass down here for the things to stand out a bit. So if I put a little bit of green in here next to our tree with a little bit more of that yellow, because I've got a little bit of a bridge here. She has in her card the bridge going across, and I think there's a little rabbit next to it. And the bridge is sort of a symbolism of change, moving from one area to another. So that's that, and a little bit of, maybe not blocking the camera, deep green. Now this one is broken, but that's okay. I can just pull that apart. Now with some of the greens, I'm probably going to add in some deep blue from, I think this is deeper. This one here is quite deep, but that's almost a black. And there's a blue here. That's a green. Hang on. There's another blue there, but I do have some dark blue. And that looks good, as well as in grass. If you can add its complementary color red, you can really boogie things along for you. So let's just show you. I'll take a little bit bigger brush. And you just basically add your water. And it's just like being a kid again. And once you get some on your brush, you can really, move it around. But I've got to leave some space for the wordings in here. But the words can go over if it's black ink. I'm outlining a bit of the starfish here. Pull a little bit more green over there. And you can see it's so much fun. So this is where, as I say, you can bring in your watercolor pencils on top because it's all nice and wet. And we'll take this one in a deeper blue. So if I want to really highlight the turn of the bridge, that blue and the yellow is making that green. But, when that dries, I can come back in, or I can take, let's see, this is a black, but that's okay. I wanted to show you can bring in some grass and things. It's not turning out too black now because this is moist, but if I let this dry, I can do all kinds of things with that. And then on the bridge itself, it's going to need a lot more color, but I can certainly, start playing with some of the browns I've put down there for the wooden planks that go along this little bridge that I'm working on. So that's where I've gotten, and I'm quite happy playing here, and I thought I'd share it with you because, if I can do it, you can do it too. So let's take another peek up here. You can see how the bridge is going to work in with that little bit of grass there. The tree is drawing nicely, and I did use some watercolors as well, and I was dipping into, with a very fine brush, I have some deep blue green here, and I did paint in the bat with that. So you can paint in, you can draw in, you can let it dry and go back on top and have some more fun. Again, you can do it. Just get your crayons out, get some inspiration, and find your way back to creating again and letting all your passions just flow. So, you know where to find me. It's Craigie Brook Witchery, and I'll catch you back here again.